do have a template inside of the download if you purchase for a little front panel box, like what you put your coins in. And so I went ahead, it says 25 cents, 25 cents. I went ahead and just subbed it and cut it out as well. And this is just a little front panel box. So that's the top of it. I'm going to use my glue gun. I'm going to put a line of glue here and a line of glue here. And I'm going to take the side panels. Of course, they are labeled on the download. And I'm just going to make a little box. When you're gluing this down, you have to hold it for a few seconds, not very long. But this is going to get glued on the front of the vending machine. So we'll glue those two pieces on. And then I made a top and a bottom, but you really don't need both of them. You really don't need both of them. You only need one of them. And I always make some of the sides a little longer so you can cut them if need be. As a matter of fact, yeah, I'm gonna put it back. This is just the front panel. And I'm gonna flip this over and I'm just gonna cut off this piece here on the side. And cut off this side as well. You can also cut it with scissors. You don't have to use, but this is just a little box that we're going to glue to the front. And like I said, you don't need the bottom because it's going to be glued on like this. And so if you want to put the bottom on, you can, but you don't have to. I'm just evening them up. And this is just our little box that goes on the front of the vending machine. Okay, so it is ready to rock and roll. Okay, so I do want this to be see-through. This portion right here, you can use whatever clear sheet of film that you want. Some people use saran wrap. This is some acetate. I use these to make cake toppers. And so you can also use a piece of transparency film as well. I have used those as well. But anything transparent, if you have an extra piece of plastic that comes off of your Cricut mat, you can use that. But I'm going to simply use some acetate. And I just flip this over backwards. I take a piece of the acetate. It is really easy to get everything stuck to it. It is very, what's the word for it? Staticky. Might want to run a dryer sheet over it and then I just simply tape it on. You can use any kind of tape. You can use clear tape. You can use double-sided tape. Whatever kind of tape you want to use. I'm just going to use some duct tape. Put this down here. I like to put it on my mat and cut little pieces. And then I just pick them up and tape little pieces. I kind of like pull it a little bit just to make sure it's flat. You could put a whole strip on here if you wanted to. Put many as you want. But you can really use any kind of tape. So we have our clear piece. I'm going to sit that to the side. We do have our side panels. I wanted you to be able to see through the side as well. So I'm also going to put one of these clear sheets on each one of these as well. Cut off about inch. I'm gonna get some more tape down here. I am going to have all the links to everything I used in the bottom. If you want to order it from my Amazon storefront. Well, it'll be in the description panel of the video. I'll have the link to my website. I also will put this on Etsy as well, so you can buy it from either site. So we have this one. Now let's do this last one. Most of my items that I used did come from Amazon, except for the ones that I told y'all about, but this came from Amazon. So, like I said, I will leave the link for you. I'm going to cut a couple more strips of tape. Just securing everything. I prefer to use duct tape because it's a little more durable with keeping it together. So I have this one done as well. So now on the front panel is, I haven't decided yet. Like I told you guys, I didn't decide whether I wanted to use that push door or if I wanted to make a flap down here, because I told you sometimes they have a clear flap, and I'm so extra, y'all. I promise I'm so extra. So what I'm gonna do is, I think I'm gonna put the flap here, the clear one. I like that one better because I am gonna fill this little panel with candy, and I'm going to use my Cricut to cut out something to put on the front here. So, I'm sorry. I'm extra. But I'm just going to make a little flap. Of course, I'll put the flap on the back. And it'll say something like, retrieve items here. And so, they'll be able to push their hand in to retrieve their items. I think this will be much cuter. So, we'll just put the clear door here. Put you a nice bit of tape on here. And I think it's going to be much cuter. I'm actually going to put this down on the side and put this one down on the side a little bit. So I taped it like that. That way they can just stick their hand in and retrieve their little goodies. That'll be on that panel right there. I think that's cute. I think that's cute. Okay, so now it's go time. Time to start gluing everything together. So we have our front, which I usually start with. We have our front. We have our two sides. Of course, you can decide which side is going to go on which side. Just like this. We're going to glue it just like this. So I'm going to do one side at a time. Let me see. That's what egg is that? We're going to do one side at a time, and we are going to glue this. I'm going to move this one. And we're going to glue all the way down the side. We're going to try to move quickly, so this glue doesn't dry on us. And you are going to keep your fingers back, and you are going to glue this on. And you're just going to hold it. Twist it to the side. This is sometimes better if you have two hands besides your own. And I don't. So we're just going to make it do what it do. I'm just going to sit here and hold it myself. And it'll take me probably like a minute and a half to hold it, just to make sure it's not going to fall. Once I get it good and stuck, I like to take my glue, and I like to run a nice glob of glue down the side to kind of reinforce that. And I just let it dry on its own. And then now I'm going to do this side. Same way. Make sure you have the right side up. And now you're going in with your glue. I am using my cordless glue gun. It heats up for 2 minutes. I also have a Ryobi glue gun that is cordless and it runs off of a battery. But I use that when I'm doing like bigger projects. So if I'm doing this, I'm only doing this one to show you how to do it. If I was doing like 10 of these, then I probably would pull that out. But this one came from Hobby Lobby. I like it. It lasts for 2 minutes, but I typically put it back on the charger every time I squirt. So every time I pull the trigger and squirt my glue gun, squirt the glue, I typically put it back on. So this one's pretty steady. Hold, 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 hold. And then we have the back panel.